Good day, everybody, and welcome to Mind Prosperity. My name is Albert Villa, and we have some exciting sessions again for you today, or an exciting session for you today. And remember, I do group sessions. I do sessions in business. I do sessions individually on various social media platforms such as Zoom. So please contact me if you guys want to know more about our sessions. My email address will be on the screen. So today we're going to speak about how to meditate. You know, we speak about the importance of meditation and why meditation is a very important thing, and why getting your mind right, thinking deeply is an important thing. But today we're going to speak about how to meditate. If you're a person that says, listen, I know I have to work on my thinking more, I know I have to work on my imagination more, and I have to work on my meditation more, this session is really going to help you. So I'm going to give you some few tips of things that I believe and I use that I think is very good for meditation. So first of all, to meditate is to think deeply about something and to become familiar with it. This is a very important thing about imagination, is to think deeply about something and to become familiar with it. And we must understand, the more we think about something, the more it becomes a pattern in our brain. The more we think about something, the more the brain believes that it's true. And you know, science teaches us that your body doesn't know the difference between something you imagine or something that you actually really experience. So this is why the imagination, this is why the thinking patterns is such a very important thing. Now, what you want to do is you want to combine your thinking with a feeling. So it doesn't help you just imagine something, or you believe for something, or you meditate on something, but there's no good feeling attached to it. There must be a feeling that you say, listen, I'm actually feeling excited about this, I'm actually feeling happy about this, and you want to bring it into the here and now. Good meditation with good emotions gives you a good attitude. Good meditation with bad emotions gives you a bad attitude. Bad meditation with bad emotion also gives you a bad attitude. So what we want to do is we want to have good meditation, good thinking, good deep thinking, combine it with a good emotion, and that is where our success in meditation actually lies at the end of the day. So like I said, meditation is to think deeply about something until you become familiar with it, until you become acquainted with it, until you believe it very strongly. So I'm going to give you a few points on what I use to meditate, and a few points on why I believe we should do this, or you should do this, or you should use these points for meditating. So the first one I want to speak about is practice self-awareness. Practicing self-awareness is to know what you want and to know what you don't want. So you have to go look within yourself. Before you meditate, go look inside yourself and say, you know, what is it that I do want and what is it that I don't want? And I think then you should ask yourself the question as well, how much time do I actually spend meditating on what I don't want? And that is where worry comes in. Worry comes in where you meditate, think deeply about the things that you don't want. And we want to replace that with some good thinking, with some good meditation. So practice some self-awareness. Go sit down and say, listen, in the state of self-awareness, I want to go look at what are the things that I do want. Okay, like that's external, the things that I do want, but also internal. Who's the person that I want to become? Take the things that you do want, take the person that you want to become, go sit down, go think deeply about it. And by sit down, you don't have to sit down. You can walk around, you can lie down, as long as you think deeply. And when you walk around, just don't walk into something. Okay, so science teaches us the deeper we think and the more focused we think, the more we can change our brain. And that brings me to my second point. Practice mindfulness is the second point. And practicing mindfulness is where you are in the here and the now, thinking and focusing about something. So first of all, like I said, you have to have self-awareness, know what you want, know what you don't want, know who you want to be, know who you don't want to be, and then practice mindfulness. Get focused in the here and now. Get your mind focused. When you are thinking deeply and there's a lot of things going on around you, it's difficult to practice mindfulness. So that is why that is very important, which then brings me to my third point is don't multitask. It's not good for the brain to multitask, ever. It's never good for the brain to multitask, but especially I want to say when you really want to get into that state of meditation, put your phone away, turn the TV off, go to a place where you are alone. Don't be on social media. Don't read. Don't write while you are meditating. I want to speak about the importance of writing now, but while you meditate, be very focused. Get into mindfulness and don't multitask. So the fourth one, go to a quiet place where you cannot be disturbed. And I know some people like to listen to soft piano music in the background, or they like to listen to, you get YouTube videos with waterfalls in the background. Yeah, that's fine, as long as it quiets your soul. So what is your soul? Your soul is your mind, your will, and your emotions. As long as whatever you are listening to is quieting your mind, your will, and your emotions, you can use that while you are meditating. But a very important thing is you want to go to a place where you are quiet, where you cannot be easily disturbed either by people or by any social media things. You want to be at a restful and quiet place. peace when you do that. So the fifth one, and this is not a must, but this is something that really helps me. So the fifth one is do it when you wake up, do it before you go to sleep, and this is why it helps me. I believe before you wake up, and if you can meditate for a while, even if you start with 15 to 30 minutes a day, you don't have to start very long. Later you can make it longer. But if you start in the morning and you separate yourself and you go into deep thinking, deciding what you want on the day, deciding what you want for the day, and then before you sleep, remember a lot of the things that we keep thinking about goes into our subconscious mind, and that's where dreams also comes from. It's from our subconscious mind. So before you go to sleep and before you wake up when you wake up in the morning, that really builds your belief system for every day, and the more you do it, the more it's going to build. You can very easily during the day get yourself at a quiet place where you can sit and think deep if you want to. But for me personally, I think a lot of people will agree with me, a very good place to start is early in the morning or just before you go to bed, because it really gets your mind ready, and the more you think, the more you focus, the more your mind gets shaped, as we said earlier. Number 6, do it repetitively, meaning don't do it for a day or two, don't just do it for a week, but keep with your schedule every single day. Discipline yourself to meditate. Do it over and over and over again, because the more you do it over and over and over again, the more your mind gets shaped. And there are so many things outside of us that causes us to think negatively. Science also says that you cannot go 3 seconds without thinking. So you think the whole time, and if you look at the world outside is giving us negative information the whole time. Just think about this. Most of the people you spend time with, are they negative or positive? Generally, most of the news and information you hear, it's mostly negative. So that's why it's very, very important to meditate on the good things, the person you want to become, what you want to reach every single day, because the world out there gives us so much negative information and so much bad information. So this is why it's important to do it repetitively. Number 7, write down what you have meditated on, or write down what you meditate on. And I think it's good to read the stuff, to write the stuff down, or even to have pictures, what you are trusting to become or what you are trusting to achieve. Now, remember what I said earlier, when it comes to meditation, you don't want to write while you are meditating, because you want to get into deep thinking. So what I want to encourage you to do is either before you meditate, write down the things that you want to think about. After you meditate, you can write down some new things if you want. Why do I want you to write down? Because I want you to meditate on the same thing over and over. We don't want to meditate on one thing today and meditate on a different thing tomorrow and then change our mind again, because we want to get the brain used to what we are thinking deeply about. So sometimes just write it down, go read over it again, so that you can be very clear on where you are going, what you are thinking about, who you want to become, and where you want to end up. And that is something that's also very important when it comes to meditation. I hope these points helps you a lot. I just quickly want to speak about neuroplasticity before we go on. I'm going to read to you a study about neuroplasticity, and it will be on the screen. Neuroplasticity is also called brain plasticity, and it's the ability of the brain to undergo structural and psychological changes, and can happen throughout childhood and adulthood. So this is the ability of the mind to change the brain. It can happen when you are a child, and it can happen when you are an adult. So if some people say to you, neuroplasticity only happens when you're a child, it cannot happen when you are grown up. That's not true. Okay, so neuroplasticity, the mind changing the brain, happens all the time, and it happens a lot in meditation. It happens a lot in deep thinking. So this is why it's a very important thing to do. So the brain is not a fixed machine that cannot change, and the brain doesn't develop till a certain age, and then it cannot change anymore. The brain can change throughout life, and this is also something that meditation helps with a lot. So with meditation, you can replace unhealthy thoughts, unhealthy thinking, or unhealthy imagination with some healthy ones, and this is why meditation is also so important. Through meditation, you don't have to fear the unknown, but you can create it. You can create the life you want, because as you think it, your brain and your body starts to believe it, and as your brain and your body starts to believe something, you start to create it. I hope this session on meditation helped you guys, and that you guys are going to apply these things that I've just given you, and I truly believe it's going to help you as much as it helped me. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, to like, and to leave a comment. From the Mind Prosperity team, we love you, and we will see you soon again. Goodbye.